All right, let's fire up the Sunday games. We start off with a bang. Carolina 9, Atlanta 7. Arthur Smith managing his way out of first place in the worst division in football. God, he's terrible. Both quarterbacks were terrible. This entire game was terrible. Desmond Ritter, 152 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. He sucked. Bryce Young, not to be outdone, sucked even more. He had 167 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Good God. The running backs, Tyler Algier leads them in carries, 14 carries for 45 yards. Cordero Patterson, 5 carries for -2. Bijan, 7 carries for 11. What did he do here? Did he fumble and they just punished him all game because that's how idiot coaches are?
Well, he was losing like goal line work and stuff already in this game to like CPAT and Algier, and then the fumble happened and he was just basically just gone. Like he didn't exist after that point.
What a god awful fucking coaching job. Now that Brandon Staley's been whacked, I think I'm gonna devote all my energy and just spam hating Arthur Smith on Twitter. He needs to go next.
Yeah, it was the lowest snap share of his entire career. That's how bad it was.
Chuba Hubbard, 22 for 87 and 2 for 16 through the air. He was pretty good. Didn't get a touchdown, so that, capped his ceiling. Miles Sanders is droppable if you haven't already done so. 6 carries for 2 yards. He's useless. Speaking of useless, let's move on to the receivers. Drake London leads the Falcons, 2 for 24. Nobody else worth mentioning. On the Panthers side, Thielen, 4 for 43. Mingo, 4 for 32. Smith-Marset, 4 for 31. Not a single startable receiver in that group. The tight ends, not to be outdone, were equally as bad. John was the prize in the group, going 2 for 61. Pitts, 3 for 37. And 2 for 32 from Tommy Tremble. This game was ugly. Younghoe Koo, 1 for 1 on the kicking. Extra points. He was terrible. Pinheiro barely got you by. 3 for 3 on field goals. Wasn't terrible. Both defenses were good. How about that? Neither team scores. Your defenses team or your DSTs tend to be good. Falcons, 3 sacks, a forced fumble, and 2 fourth down stops. Panthers, an interception, a forced fumble recovery, and a 4th down stop. This game, I'm scrolling through. I don't want to roster defenses, kickers, tight ends. I don't want to roster a wide receiver. You have to roster Bijan at this point, and Hubbard probably. I think I want Bijan and Hubbard, and I'm treating both of them like running back 2s moving forward. And then I don't really want to roster a single player on this entire game.
Don't blame me. It's been so rough. So, they've shifted ever since the new OC took over. They've become very much a run-centric offense in Carolina, where they're running a lot. If you look at Chuba's carries the last 3 games, it's like 22, 25, 23, and 22, the back-to-back-to-back. He's been very much in that bell cow role of that offense. It's interesting because they gave Miles Sanders that fat contract, and they're like, oh, actually, he's not that good. We have a better running back here at home, so go figure. So great job management. But, yeah, Chuba's really good. He just needs touchdowns. It's just really difficult for him to pay off. But he's a solid RB2, moving forward. I like the way they use him in that offense, at least. But outside of that, it's rough. It's really rough. So if you had Bijan, I did on the bye, and you have him next week, it's not good. I'm not feeling great about that in that matchup. Just let me tell you.
See, that's when we're in the few leagues I do have Bijan. It's a case of where I think I'd rather not have Bijan. Because if you play him, I almost feel obligated to have him in my lineup, but I don't want to have him in my lineup. It's just terrible.
It's rough. Obviously he'll be better than this game because this is just a disaster. They're playing the Colts, so they're gonna have to they're gonna have to move it fast. It's gonna be forced to play fast. So at least there's that. But man, it's rough.
So I'm gonna start him again, and I'm gonna let him burn me. But probably.
What
are you gonna do?